Bonsoir, everybody.
Au revoir.
That's goodbye.
I knew that.
You know what? Don't listen to him, folks.
Yeah.
Welcome, bienvenue to Trailer Hitch. Je m'appelle Kevin.
My name is James.
Did you just try and put a French accent on it?
I did. I don't know what the French version of James is, but I went with James.
Don't know.
Why are we speaking French stuff, Kevin?
Because, ladies and gentlemen, today, I believe today, or at least
this
by
week.
the time you hear this,
Yeah.
the Cannes Film Festival, however you pronounce it,
yeah.
that is going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. And so we are going to be introducing Conquest to you guys, in which we go through a bunch of trailers that dropped from the Cannes Film Festival and give you our thoughts on them. But you might be thinking, well, shit, this is an opportune timing. Isn't there also a Blade Runner trailer that just dropped? Don't you fucking worry, because after we get back from Cannes, whatever.
We're going to go with Con because it works for our joke.
It works for the pun.
Conquest.
It works for the pun.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Right.
After we get back from France, we're going to be talking about Blade Runner. And I know what you're thinking, but Kevin, I like tennis.
There's not enough tennis in Blade Runner.
Don't you worry, because we also have a review for Battle of the Sexes. But first, here's this dope-ass theme song from Casey.
You can't mount holy sails without a sailor stitch, and you can't haul your stuff without a trailer hitch. Trailer hitch.
Oh,
Cheers, Kevin.
cheers.
Kevin.
And our normal whiskey is actually replaced with a nice, fine French one.
I thought we would go classy with some wine because it's French, like the French Film Festival Cannes.
I am sorry I didn't bring a baguette. Money's super tight.
That's
month.
okay. We got some French fries in the freezer. I can
Oh, okay.
throw.
Yeah. Those are actually Belgian. Do you know that? French fries are not
all right.
French.
Well, French toast then. I can whip that up. How about that? You know what?
That's
Let's
Argentinian.
Let's move on.
I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know. I'm kidding. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen, we love LA. LA is really great. It's really nice. But every once in a while, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
So, James and I hopped on a plane. We are in spirit in France right now at Cannes. We got to report on these trailers. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what about the movies? Takes too long.
Yeah.
Like that, we would be there for a week.
Our
And-
attention span is not long enough.
Nah, there's that too. But thankfully, a few bite-sized trailers dropped.
Yep.
We have a few full-length trailers in there too. And at the Cannes Film Festival, every year they award the prized and coveted Palme d'Or, which translates to the Golden Palm. So here at Trailer Hitch, we are going to be giving out our Palme d'Or award.
Yeah. Spelled D-O-O-R.
But we're going to be handing out doors because we don't have trees. We got trailers. So we're going to pry a fucking door off of one of those. And we're just going to hand it off. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get into it. We have 7 trailers total. And we're going to be going through all of these. Now, our typical thing is we do Hitchhikers where we give you like a little, this is what it's about. And we're going to keep our thoughts on these trailers fairly abridged, but we're going to kind of go a little bit more in depth with them. It is a film festival after all.
Yeah, we're not timing ourselves with this.
No, we're not.
We're going to give ourselves a little bit room to breathe.
Now, in addition to that, the trailers that I'd found, while some of them were full, complete trailers, interesting trailers at that, we have some really good trailers in the mix here, folks. That said, there are a few that are either horrifically short or not in English.
Without subtitles, too.
Without subtitles,
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. So, we have no idea what the fuck is going on in
Right.
this, really. So, James and I are going to be introducing a brand new segment here in sunny France. Or it might be windy or rainy. We don't know.
gloom.
We're not actually there.
Yeah, a little early June gloom in France, right?
I guess. We're going to be introducing backseat driving. Now, backseat driving is if we ever get an atmospheric trailer or if we get a trailer that's really vague and we don't necessarily know what it is based off of the trailer, then James and I are going to backseat drive it. We're going to say what we think or what we want it to be about.
Exactly. You had your opportunity trailer to tell us what this movie was about, and you botched it. So we're going to fill in the blanks.
Yeah, fuck the dog, man. Like, this is really embarrassing. Now, James
That is
and
a
I have
very
to-
interesting way to say screwed the pooch, Kevin.
It's a bit more direct.
It's more adult.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kick this festival off right. This is Conquest. Here we go. The first trailer is for a film called Redoubtable, which is directed by Michel Havinikis, which I'm sure I pronounced wrong, but he is the guy who directed The Artist, so he's actually, we have an Academy Award winner.
Oh,
in the
really?
mix.
Wow.
This movie is about Jean-Luc Godard. Doing what? I have no goddamn idea. What I hope it is going to be is John...
This is your backseat driver.
This is my backseat driver. This is what I'm hoping this is.
And I get to do one too?
Yes.
All right, great.
Jean-Luc Godard, who's an unbearable prick, just gets punched in the face for 6 hours. That's all I want it to be. We're going to get into it, but I think he's a fucking prick. I just hope he just gets punched in the face. That's all I want. If that happens in the movie, I'm going to walk away a pretty happy man.
Fair enough.
What do you think?
All right, so I'm going to do my backseat drivers in the spirit of trailer voiceover, because this is a trailer podcast, if you will. So
knock it out, man.
All right, here we go. Just imagine the Redoubtable trailers playing right now, but with my beautiful voice as the voiceover. Okay, ready? If you're looking for that perfect film to share with that special someone, look no further than Redoubtable. You know how there's a bunch of actors who land once-in-a-lifetime roles in superhero movies that hands them a career on a silver platter, then they need to go to a comic book convention to promote it, but they look like they have a lemon shoved up their ass the entire panel, holding in all the bitching that they want to spout? Well, this movie's about the one guy who just let it all loose. Maybe. I don't really know. It could be literally about anything. Redoubtable. Okay. There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, I can just tell that it's about Jean-Luc Godard, who, again, I think is an insufferable prick. Now, to be fair, I think A Band of Outsiders is a pretty good movie. He also directed Breathless, which, like, And then he has his later output, which includes movies like Film Socialism, borderline fucking unwatchable.
Why?
Because he's a fucking prick. Like, he's an insufferable, up-his-own-ass prick. But here's especially why I'm, like, really hammering home that this guy's a fucking prick.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
So, Film Socialism, most of it is set on a cruise ship. And they filmed it on a real Italian cruise ship.
Okay.
I want to say it was like 3 or 4 years after they filmed it, that cruise ship actually sunk. And people died. Like, crew members died. And I believe some passengers did as well.
Oh, my God.
And they interviewed Jean-Luc Godard, and they told him about it and asked his opinion. And I'm roughly paraphrasing, but this is the gist. He was like, I'm really glad that didn't happen while I was filming my movie, because then it would have wrecked it.
Wow, yeah, okay.
So, Jean-Luc Godard, if your 95-year-old French ass is listening, fuck you. I don't like you. Please, let me meet you in person so I can tell you that. I just think you're a terrible human being.
So this is the director you're talking about?
Yes.
And he directed The Artist?
No.
Why did you bring up The Artist? I just don't remember.
Because that's the guy who's directing this movie.
So why are we talking about Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Jean-Claude Van Damme is the guy who this movie is about.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Because the trailer doesn't say that.
I probably could have found a better segue. But
that's
anyway.
Okay. I'm glad I'm on the same page. Now the listeners know,
yeah,
too.
Yeah. So, anyway, fuck Jean-Luc Godard. What do you think of this trailer?
Yeah, it's, first of all, it's not a trailer. It's, it's words. Colorful words for, what, 30 full seconds? It's
half the trailer.
Half the trailer is... What are they? Review work, like from publications?
No,
and stuff?
it's all phrases to describe Jean-Luc Godard, and so like I am not a someone who's fluent in the French language.
Nor am I.
Most of them are like either genius or innovator, but also like more or less prick and insufferable.
Gotcha.
And, like, things like that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
and so it's painting the portrait of an asshole genius.
Yeah. Well, my non-French speaking ass was not able to get that across, so It kind of just looked like publications were reviewing this movie. You know what I mean? Like Triumph, best movie ever type shit. You know, we've seen that before, like a ton of times.
Yeah.
But that's not a good trailer.
No.
And now that I know that these are words like describing the person that the movie's about, it's a little better, but I still think that's a lazy trailer. If you're ever worried that you don't think you could ever edit a movie trailer, just watch this trailer and be like, you know what, maybe I could do better than this. I thought it was so bad.
Yeah.
Also, me not knowing who the movie was about, that whole line of dialogue was completely lost on me. It looked like a guy just sitting at a panel table, which is where I got Comic-Con from, complaining about actors.
Yeah.
But I had no idea what this was about at all.
Yeah.
It wasn't atmospheric.
Nope.
It was nothing. It was a nothing trailer, in my opinion. The dialogue was funny, Like, it ended funny because he looked right at the camera. He's basically bitching about actors and how they're dishonest or whatever.
No, they're idiots.
They're idiots.
And he's like, you can get an actor to say that all of them are idiots.
Yeah,
too.
which is a good joke because it's a meta joke because this guy is clearly an actor saying this stuff and he looks right at the camera. And like that wasn't lost on me, even though, it's all French and I didn't understand what this movie is about, period. But I laughed a little bit at that, but this was a failure of a trailer in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing too, is just because Jean-Luc Godard is that insufferable, it's like I need something to counterbalance him, especially in a trailer. It's like you got to give me something, some other character. And from what I've heard, early word is it's about his relationship with a woman. And maybe this woman just punches him in the face for 6 hours, like I'm hoping.
Or kick him in the balls.
Yeah, just something. Or like on a more serious note, it's just something to counterbalance him. You know what I mean?
Leave him breathless.
Oh my God! A band of outsiders couldn't have topped that.
You know what? Oh, that was good. That was good. Let's move on though, because I don't want to dwell on how awesome that joke was.
Okay, very good, very good. All right.
Did you like it?
Did I like the trailer?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
Okay, I did not either.
Okay, that's fine. Because now we're immediately moving into The Day After, which I believe... So this is an Asian film. Unfortunately, just because I can't parse the language.
Sure,
And I also didn't do research. I don't know from which country it's from.
Why do research? Yeah, who needs it?
But from what I can tell, it's about the longest walk after a breakup ever. This trailer starts with, and I would put them like as a middle-aged couple, and
they've been through some trials and tribulations.
Yeah, and they're sitting across from each other. It's really stilted and uncomfortable. And she finally asks, "Have you been seeing someone else?" And then on a dime, he leaves the apartment, and she calls out for him. And I thought they did a really cool job in the trailer, and like the cinematography is really cool, and that
Gorgeous.
You don't see the woman as she's calling out to him. You just stay on the man as he looks back and makes the conscious decision to walk away.
Right.
And then you get, as you said, these gorgeous black and white shots of this man walking through the city, descending into a subway station, and that's the end of the trailer.
The audio is mixed really interesting, too.
Oh, the score is so cool. Yeah. And so I would argue just because what plot is there is very bare bones. And to be fair, that could be the movie. And like I might start this movie, realize, oh God, this is what I'm getting into, and about 45 minutes in, fall asleep. That said, judging by the merit of the trailer, however, I'm looking at it as an atmospheric trailer.
Yeah.
And, what do I get out of this atmosphere? And I really enjoy it. I really like the cinematography. I liked how bare the story and that dialogue was.
Yeah.
Like
two lines.
Yeah.
2 lines. Whole trailer.
And like those little dialogue or those little directorial touches I thought were really interesting and really engaging.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I ended up really enjoying this.
Yeah, I was blown away by how much I was able to connect with a trailer where it's just a guy walking.
Yeah.
I watched it one time, and I'm like, I really liked that. I watched some other trailers, and then I was, like, remembering The Day After. And I was like, I need to rewatch that. It was just a guy walking. Like, it couldn't, like, really stick out in my memory that much, right? So I rewatched it again, and I'm like, it was gorgeous. And
And what's cool...
nuanced.
Very nuanced, but I think what's cool about it is it more or less tells you a little story within the trailer. You have that initial split, and then his isolation as he's walking through the city, him descending, which would imply that this probably isn't a good thing for this character, that this relationship ended.
Right,
ending on that note. Like it did. It more or less gave me a little mini short film within the trailer, and I thought that was great.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. Like,
sure.
I was surprised how much I liked it.
Definitely. All right. Well, we're already moving on to Radiance.
Let's do it.
Which, ladies and gentlemen, was another Asian film. This I can say with a little bit more confidence, Japanese. And then I'm going to be wrong.
I'm not going to say it with any confidence because I have no idea, and I'm going to be honest about that.
Now, Radiance was another trailer that had no subtitles. It was completely in a foreign language.
But it was the full trailer.
It was a full trailer.
Yeah.
It was like a full 2.5 minute trailer. But because we can't understand the language, James and I are going to have to backseat drive this.
I'm ready for it.
This is what my take on this is. It's about a voice actress trying to advocate for better public transit because she seems really fixated on buses for the first 20 seconds. When she meets a photographer who refuses to take pictures of buses, she decides to befriend him to change his mind and understand the detrimental effects of car ownership, namely the harmful gases they radiate.
Radiance.
Exactly.
Man, you fit that in perfectly.
I had to really work to fit
that was really good. Yeah. All right, ready? You ready for mine? Meet Tiffany. By night, a no-nonsense voice actor trying to land the big gig. But by day, a 25-year-old who never completed kindergarten. And you thought Billy Madison had it rough. But her life is about to be turned upside down when she meets Josh, a hipster twice her age with an obsession with obsolete photography. But Josh has a secret. When he looks into his magic camera, he sees an alternate reality where he's Meryl Streep. It's up to Tiffany to get Josh to let go of his Mamma Mia fantasy and settle down with her to be sorta less alone until they're both dead. Radiance.
Wow.
There you go. Your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts on this trailer. Again, there's some great cinematography at play here.
Yeah.
That shot where they're on the train and their reflection is marred by the other train that's passing by. Fucking aces. Really enjoyed the shit out of that.
See, your interpretation of her being focused on transit was me focusing on her just saying the word of a thing that she was looking at, which struck me as like kindergarten level.
Yeah, and that's
and then
fair.
there were kids like crossing the street.
There were, yeah,
so I'm like,
yeah.
is she like going to class with these children and like memorizing that's a bus sign? Gotta remember that for the pop quiz. I was very confused what was happening in the beginning there.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I was focusing more on the cinematography.
Which was great.
Some really cool... Because I didn't know what the fuck was happening.
Yeah, there's some really cool close-ups. I think really early in the trailer, it's a very arresting shot of her and her eyelashes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is a really cool shot. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the guy really liked his camera.
That's what I got out of that.
And then he threw it, and then they kissed, and
there was film on fire at one point. That was a nice little insert.
That was a beautiful shot. Again, like you said.
Yeah, and even though I can't understand the dialogue, even though I don't really know what's going on in the story, just kind of based on tone and how the actors are acting, like just through body language, the things that I can pick up as a non-native speaker.
Yeah.
I felt like this was kind of stuffy. Did you? I think it might have just been a little bit too melodramatic for my taste.
I think based on performances, yes. I thought the trailer was assembled good enough for sure. Like when you're looking at your traditional how to make a trailer. Like it kind of had all the stuff that you want in a trailer. Like a setup with your character, a setup with your other character. Then there's some scenes with both of them. I still don't know what they're saying though. And then some like concern. Oh no. And then after the concern they kiss, and then there's some like sizzle reel stuff happening with like the film on fire and stuff, and then boom, title card. So it was a pretty traditional trailer. So I don't want to fault it for that, but based on performances, I would also say stuffy. Stuffy's a good adjective for it, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I was alright.
It was good. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Not great.
All right, now we're moving on to Lamont Double. Okay. And this is a French film. This was another one that had no subtitles. In addition, this one's only about 30 seconds long. It is a shot, ladies and gentlemen, where a man and a woman are silhouetted in a hotel room. They speak to each other for about 30 seconds, and that's the end of the trailer.
Naked?
Maybe.
Probably.
It's a close-up,
it's like,
so you don't really know.
It's like neck up.
Yeah.
Bottom of the neck. Lower neck up.
I'm backseat driving this, ladies and gentlemen.
Backseat it, man.
It's about a couple trying to decide if they're going to duck their hotel bill or not. That's the entire movie, 90 minutes.
I love it.
Kind of like, but I put my credit card down. Well, then we're going to have to get the fucking credit card back. And just 90 minutes of them trying to scam a Best Western.
Yep.
James, hit us with it.
All right, here we go. The most forbidden love to ever penetrate the silver screen. So forbidden that all the other movies about forbidden love just turned away slightly and blushed. because this one is the most forbidden. Get ready to not be 100% sure if you're watching consensual sex or not, especially if you don't speak French. But the chick looks sorta into it, so maybe it's all cool. You be the judge. In Lamentable.
I think You Be the Judge. You Be the Judge is probably going to be, or it should be the tagline for the month. So for me, it is just that one shot. Even though I thought that one shot was really well composed, it's just so long.
Yeah,
like that one shot, it just kind of felt like it was really stiff.
Yeah, it's
especially with no context, it's really hard.
It's very interesting. I don't know who's in charge of releasing trailers on the internet. And like, look, if you're releasing is that one French? That's French, yeah. Right? If you're releasing a French film, like, you don't have to feel obligated to put subtitles on it in foreign languages at all. Yeah. But when you're entered into the Cannes Film Festival, you have to know that this is internationally watched, right? Like, people from all over the world are keeping their eye on this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Why would you not put out a trailer with subtitles?
For sure.
I don't understand that. And especially a trailer like this, where it's one shot, two people talking.
It's a very, like, even though it's a good shot, from a visual standpoint, it's a very uninteresting trailer.
Totally.
One shot.
Completely. And they do some titles that are, like, overlaid onto it. Like, you can sort of see through it. And it's sure, like, fit the mood, I guess. Really set the mood for this weird scene that we have just no idea what's going on, what they're talking about, the context. It's just nothing. Again, I was so blah. Yeah, did not like this trailer.
Same. So now we're moving on to Oakjaw, which is a full trailer, and the movie is mostly in English.
Yeah.
So we actually know what the fuck this is about.
I know, yeah.
It's about a girl befriending a genetically modified animal that gets taken to be slaughtered. The animal gets taken to be slaughtered, and it's her quest to save it, while there's also more or less a resistance movement that recognizes the company that's making these animals is doing some shady shit.
Sure.
So for me, I'm looking at this trailer, and I'm like, this is more or less pitching me a gritty Hayao Miyazaki movie directed by the dude who did Snowpiercer, and I'm fucking there. Like, I am so there, because I really enjoyed the opening of the trailer and, like, how fantastical and wonderful it was.
It was, yes.
That fucking ball drop of Tilda Swinton saying, and it also has to be fucking delicious.
Yeah.
And then that animal gets taken. It was this great rug pull moment in the trailer.
That intro was just structured so well. I was just, like, blown away by this child and their best friend frolicking, and with Tilda Swinton's voiceover describing the animal in all of its glory while you're watching these two, like, best friends play and just, like, love each other. And then she hits you with the zinger that this is for food. This is for mass consumption. And don't get me wrong, I love me my meat.
Yeah.
It definitely made me feel a little bad that I like bacon so much a little bit.
And that's the interesting thing, is when a movie can make you do that, kind of like pull you out for a second, and it's like,
yeah,
I do that thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I eat meat.
And it was I'm not
going to stop,
yeah,
but it made me pause.
Right.
Yeah.
The reason it was so effective is because, like, in this trailer, in lesser hands, may have started with just the bombshell, and then showing the frolicking and playing with the animal. But you're identifying with, oh yeah, livestock is food, we need food to eat, right? You're identifying with that first. Mm-hmm. So when you see the kid frolicking, then you're just going to be like, oh yeah, this kid's going to learn the hard way that we got to eat food. But by introducing the kid and the animal being best friends first, and showing it as, like, a cute animal, and
yeah,
I mean, it's a
playful.
giant.
Yeah, it's playful, it's helpful.
Yeah.
They really do a good job of setting up this false character.
Yeah, and you get a sense that
false in the sense that it's not real.
Right, you get a sense that this is a companion animal. This is a dog, like a dog. Yeah. At least dog level intelligence, you know? And so that was really fucking effective. And I've never really been a big fan of films that push their agendas on the viewers like super forcefully. I've talked with you, like, I didn't really like The Invention of Lying, and there's other films too. I think Gus Van Sant had one about oil fracking and stuff. For one, whether it's something I believe in or not, I don't really like films that push an agenda and like that's like the primary reason they're made, right? And I was a little worried that this would come across that way, like from the vegetarian or vegan side of people's thinking, you know, oh, you shouldn't eat meat. Meat is horrible because animals are friends.
Yeah.
Fish are friend, not food. Yeah, exactly.
As we know, yeah.
But it didn't, you know, that didn't bother me because it was an excellently crafted trailer.
Yeah, for sure. No, I did. I thought,
hell of a cast, too. Jesus.
God damn, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. On a lot of levels, the dark humor is there. It had the heart for me. It also had the threat and, like, the thriller aspects that I hope for and think that that filmmaker is really excellent at. And, yeah, no, I'm hook, line, and sinker with Oakjaw.
Yeah, it was great. Great trailer.
Next is The Beguiled, which we have reviewed as a hitchhiker before.
We have, yeah.
So very briefly, it's just about a clan of women living in the woods who gets an unexpected visitor, who is Colin Farrell, who naturally tries fucking at least a third of the women present. However, the tables are turned on him with horrifying fashion. And so, when we reviewed this, you gave it a need to see, and I gave it a need to see more.
Sure.
And for me, like, because this is a different trailer than what we reviewed, this one really, I think, hones in on what's at stake specifically, why specifically they're, like, actually trying to hurt Colin Farrell. And what I think is cool about it is no one really is coming out like roses in this. You know what I mean? Like, Colin Farrell's a fucking asshole, but at the same time, like, these women are torturing him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's really interesting. Like, the phrase that I wrote down in my notes was bourgeoisie horror. Which I didn't,
ooh la la.
Which I didn't think I would be interested in, but like now, honestly, having seen more of the trailer, and even just like catching glimpses of like that shot with Colin Farrell on crutches, and it's a low angle shot.
He's like running away.
Yeah, like trying to run, crutch away,
crutching away,
away. One, it signified to me, like, hey, like, I feel like Sofia Coppola is going to be a bit out of her comfort zone here. She's the director. At least with a lot of the movies I've seen of hers, she really likes to keep her camera static, and she really likes to shoot everything from a master. She's one of those filmmakers.
Sure.
But, like, here it seems like she's really pushing herself, and she's, I think, trying to craft something different. It's true of Coppola, who's an American filmmaker. The Swedish movie Force Majeure, which I think won for Best Foreign Language Film at the Oscars a few years ago, that's definitely done with that style too. Like, that rarely uses close-ups. You know, like, it's something where I think a lot of filmmakers, they use, like, that is like a style, and like that is a mode of storytelling.
Totally, yeah.
And I think sometimes it can be really effective. There are other times where it's like, you know what, maybe cut to a medium here.
Yeah.
But it's cool that Sofia Coppola, you know, has those movies, and I think some of those movies are very effective, and I think she has done great work with that style. But it's cool to see her diversifying herself as a filmmaker a little bit.
Yeah,
at least
totally.
Through the trailer.
And like you said, I gave this a need to see it before. If I didn't before, I would definitely now. This is a better trailer all around.
Yeah.
The intensity ramps right up.
Mm-hmm.
You see the, as Colin Farrell put it, the vengefulness of these bitches.
Sure.
His words, not mine. Not my words.
Like, that deserves to be on a t-shirt at some point.
You vengeful bitches.
Yeah.
No, and like there was points in the trailer where I'm like, Nicole Kidman is splattered with blood. Did it just? And they're talking,
so cool.
And they're talking about like cleaning it up. I'm like, did they just kill him? Did they just give away that they kill him? But you know, and maybe they do at that point in the trailer. But the trailer is constructed in a way where we see more of Colin Farrell after that.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows? But it was very, very well done. I liked this trailer a lot.
For sure. All right, so we got our last one for you folks. It's Rodin. This is another French film. It was a full trailer. It was like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Also no subtitles. So we're going to backseat drive the shit out of
I'm ready.
So here we go. In an alternate reality where all genitalia is blurred, a sculpture artist tries to remind everyone what penises, vaginas, and nipples look like.
In case they forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the blurred effects, like, really started to, like... it just really stuck out.
They definitely stood out, yeah. All right, you ready, Kevin?
Do it.
Unlucky in love Hank had a tough couple decades, but when you're the prince of the third largest hemorrhoid cream empire, people don't really tend to glance in your direction.
What?
But after watching an episode of Seinfeld one night, Hank got a brilliant idea. After all, what better way to finally see a woman naked than to pose as 19th century sculptor Rodin? From Hank to Hunk of clay. Rodin.
Wow, I like you found that pun really tied that entire thing together.
Thank you.
You were like hemorrhoid, and I'm like, where is this going? But once we got to Hunk of Clay, I was happy.
Where is this going is a lot how I felt about this trailer.
100%.
I get it. He's a sculptor. He's a clay sculptor.
Yep.
Okay, he's still a clay sculptor. Oh, there's a woman now here. Okay, he's a clay sculptor still. And it ended.
It just seemed like they were constantly confused by the women or like the male models that were present. Like,
yeah.
And that's where my joke came from, is like it hit a point, I think, where there was like a nude woman, and of course like everything is blurred to shit.
Yeah.
But she's like standing next to like a male nude sculpture.
And she's clearly posing
like
that sculpture. Yeah.
And I that's all I could think about was like these two men arguing in French, just like, she has one of these, right? No, that's a penis. That's a woman. She doesn't have that. And like,
there were no anatomy textbooks yet.
Exactly.
It was just clay sculptures.
You just had to figure it out with clay. But
is that what that looks like?
But that said, I don't know. I feel like every once in a while, there's a movie at the Cannes Film Festival about an artist of some kind. I mean, if you want to count Jean-Luc Godard, we have two now at this festival. But, like, I feel like anytime a movie about an artist hits the Cannes Film Festival, a lot of those movies are, like, the validity of art. And it's like, well, if I'm watching a movie, then I clearly think this is fucking valid,
Yeah.
Like, you don't really have to sway me one way or the other on this.
Yeah.
I got my opinion.
Look, the sculptures looked good.
Yeah,
sure.
So it's like,
no one's gonna say
you have to bear in
not.
mind, like, we're arguing about this knowing nothing about what's happening within the actual trailer itself.
He did really love that tree near the end. That was like the only thing he touched in the trailer other than clay was this tree, and he was getting it on with the tree.
That's an interesting observation.
Yeah.
Yes. So I mean, I was just not that interested.
No, I would rather watch the day after guy walk for 2.5 minutes than watch this trailer again. Like, and like that was also nothing, but it was at least and the cinematography in this looked gorgeous as well.
Yeah,
in Rodin.
I would say so. But yeah, I would even say like Radiance, even though that's another one that I don't know a goddamn thing about. I would be more likely to go see Radiance for this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, okay. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We got our 7 movies. We have our 7 trailers.
That's right.
Right. So there is more or less a top 2. In France, it's the Palme d'Or.
Is the grand prize.
Yep. Okay. So for us, that's going to be the Palme d'Or.
Palme d'Or.
And at the Cannes Film Festival, the Grand Prix is the grand prize, or it's second place.
The Grand Prix?
Yes.
We don't even need to try to make a car pun off of that.
I honestly think we can just keep calling it the Grand Prix.
They did it for us. Grand Prix.
Yeah, they did it. All right.
Do you want to say your Grand Prix first, and I'll say my Grand Prix second?
Sure. My Grand Prix is actually going to be the day after.
The day after.
I did really enjoy that trailer. Really spare. Granted,
so beautiful.
Granted, if the movie's 3.5 hours of just that, I might be a little bit remiss.
Of course.
That said, what I saw on display in the trailer I thought was really great.
Yeah. Excellent. My Grand Prix would be The Beguiled.
Very cool.
Yeah, I just was like, this looks so fucking intense. And in like the most interesting, fascinating way. Yeah. I was really excited about that one. So
awesome. And that if we had the time, the money, the prizes for it, I think The Beguiled would have been my number 3.
Okay.
But my Palme d'Or is going to be Okja.
Okja,
man.
Right.
I did. I was completely won over by the trailer. I'm really excited for it. I'm super happy that it already has distribution in the States through Netflix.
Yeah, because I heard about this like a while ago.
Yeah,
I feel
for sure.
like. All right.
How about you, man?
My Palme d'Or would be given to Okja.
Oh, really?
Yes, yeah.
Double palm doors.
We can do the double palm doors. Give me a cheers
Double palm door
with
cheers.
our French wine. There we go. Yeah, man, it was fantastic. Like I said, it struck me as something I didn't normally think I would be that into, but I was just hooked by it, you know? So there you go. Double palm doors.
Double palm doors. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Cannes Film Festival. And by the way, we said we were going to get into it, and then we didn't. So now that we're fucking leaving it, let's talk about it. I don't know if anyone actually agrees how to pronounce the name of that festival.
I don't either. You know what?
I've heard it pronounced Cannes. I've heard it pronounced Cannes. I've heard it pronounced Cannes. And I think if every hipster, and I do include myself in that, I have a beanie on, it's May. It's sort of warm outside. I'll admit, I would be going to this meeting too, but every hipster, I think we should all get together, pile into a room, and we are not going to leave until we figure out how the fuck this is pronounced.
All right. Cool. I'm not involved, so.
I mean,
I can come, right?
Yeah, no, everyone's invited.
Just,
but it's
dress me up like a hipster and
Do you have a beanie?
No one will bat an eye. Of course I have a beanie. Everyone has a fucking beanie.
There you go. You're in. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Conquest.
Let's fly back to LA real quick. Oh, God, time difference. Okay.
Fucking jet-lagged as hell, man.
Yeah, no shit, man.
Oh, God. I feel like we should really warm up our muscles with some tennis. How about you?
Tennis? I'm cool with that.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about Battle of the Sexes.
Who's that?
Hello?
Eureka, Billy Jean! It's Bobby Riggs. I had a great idea. Male chauvinist pig versus hairy-legged feminist. You're still a feminist, right?
I'm a tennis player who happens to be a woman.
Don't hang up.
By the way, I shave my legs.
Billie Jean King, already a champion of women's rights, is now the most successful female player of all time.
I am not saying that women don't belong on the court. Who would pick up the balls otherwise?
Oh my God.
There isn't a single thing I don't hate about Bobby Riggs.
You know what I'm doing? I'm cooking. I'm cooking! I won the triple at Wimbledon. I could beat Billie Jean King. Does she have the nerve?
Call Bobby. Tell him it's on.
All right, put your dukes up, everybody. This is Battle of the Sexes. This is directed by Jonathan Dayton and Valerie Ferris, who also directed Little Miss Sunshine.
I like that movie.
This is written by Simon Buffo, who wrote such movies as 127 Hours, Slumdog Millionaire. He collaborated
Was
with...
a Danny Boyle guy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
He's collaborated with Danny Boyle a lot. This is starring Emma Stone, Steve Carell, Elizabeth Shue. We also have Alan Cumming, Sarah Silverman in this. A random shout out because, you know what? It's not fair that all the big names always get the recognition. So I'm going to give a shout out to Mizo Gendar, who plays the fan.
Good job, Mizo.
Mizo.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Well on. We'll have a glass of wine for you. Speaking of wine, Kevin, would you like some more wine?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. I'm going to pour myself some.
I'm still kind of jet lagged from France.
That's all right. Here you go.
If you can just pass that along.
Did that.
And,
Beautiful. Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, so this is Battle of the Sexes, ladies and gentlemen. So this starts with a Gamblers Anonymous meeting. A gentleman in the back, played by Steve Carell, introduces himself and then immediately takes the piss out of everything. You know, he says, like, you know, you're all just terrible gamblers. That's the only reason why you're here.
Yeah.
Let's play cards. Like, who's all in? And he's completely throwing all of the attention onto himself. And I'm sure in the character's eyes, he thinks he's being funny and he's having a laugh, when really he's being a giant prick.
Yeah, and an enabler.
And an enabler, 100%.
It's like essentially the same thing as like a prisoner being like, you're not all here because you broke the law. You're just here because you broke the law and you got caught. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That immediately transitions to he's all of a sudden on the side of the road in a payphone. This is a period piece set in the 70s.
Yeah.
Based off of the real Battle of the Sexes tennis match. He calls Billie Jean, played by Emma Stone. She's asleep in her bed.
She's not my girl. She's just the one who claims that. I am the one.
And
Kid
he's
is
like,
not my son.
and he fully admits, like, you know, I'm a misogynist asshole. You're a hairy-legged feminist. We should totally play a match of tennis against each other.
Yeah.
And Emma Stone has a couple of really great lines where it's like, I'm a woman who happens to be a tennis player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a feminist. By the way, I shave my legs. Click. But he keeps goading her, and he keeps fucking pressing that button, and it hits the point where she's like, fuck this dude, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And she's doing it more so to prove to the world that women can do everything.
Yeah.
And especially when you have someone who is outwardly as hostile as this male character played by Steve Carell, then, like, this is, for her, a big symbol for her. Like, if I'm able to do this, like, that would be amazing.
Well, I kind of get the point, or I kind of get the feeling that it might start off, like, once she finally breaks and decides to, like, do the match with him, it feels more like it was personal at that moment, and that's the only reason she's doing it. But then after she, like, accepts the challenge, then maybe it starts to dawn on her the implications and, like, the importance of actually going through with this and actually, like, kicking his ass.
Sure.
And, like, doing a good job.
Okay.
I think
fair.
that might be a more interesting arc than woman decides for all womankind to do a thing and then do it.
You're right.
Know?
Your route's definitely less on the nose, too, which I would appreciate.
My what?
Your route, like your interpretation of it, I think, would make for a better movie.
That's what you're saying. Yeah, totally.
I'm a presuppose that is actually the case.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that what
Forgive me if I misread it. I'm jet lagged.
No, for sure. I'm not saying that is how it went down, what I just pitched. I'm just saying that would make for a better character arc and a better story.
Agree. I would 100% agree.
Just because it would be a little less interesting for the movie starts and Billie Jean King is a feminist who
if she woke up in her first line, I'm a feminist icon, hello.
Yeah, and you want to do a match? Yes, let's do it. And I'm going to do it for all of womankind. It's that's not that interesting.
Right,
like,
totally.
Let's have a little bit more dimensions to a character than that.
For sure.
Which I think this trailer leaves the door open that that could be a thing, because obviously I came out with that interpretation. Mm-hmm. This is a story that I've been familiar with since I was a kid. Not because I'm from the fucking 70s, Kevin, because I'm not. I'm only 27.
I didn't say shit.
No, I love the 70s on VH1 a lot when I was a kid, and this was one of the stories. It was in one of the episodes, and I found it fucking awesome. I thought it was so fascinating of a story, and I'm so excited that there's a movie about it. And
I do. I think that Carell is playing the character as a buffoon, and I feel like he's playing it well.
Yeah.
I am kind of hoping that we get some sort of crack in the persona. Like, you can tell, like, he is more or less just trying to vault as much attention onto himself as possible. And how can I do that? If it's to quote the character, put the show back in chauvinism and be an insufferable prick, then he's going to do that so that way he can get the attention.
Yeah.
And I kind of hope that the movie dives into that a little bit and kind of gives me a little bit more into why he feels the need to do that.
Completely agreed.
That said, what was there, more or less just setting him up as the antagonist of the story. I mean, yeah, he's a good antagonist. I want him to lose.
Yeah, no, totally. But it's like, learn from, like, Marvel movies. Just because it's your antagonist doesn't mean it's one dimension, or, two-dimensional, and it's like he's just the chauvinist asshole. Just like it's more interesting to have a feminist woman accept the challenge on personal reasons and then learn that, oh, wait, no, this is bigger than me. On the reverse side, for the antagonist, it should also be a personal thing. We should learn about his story as well. And we get a little bit with the meeting, the Gamblers Anonymous meeting at the beginning.
Yeah.
But other than that opening, and I'm glad that opening was in it, because without it, it was just him being a clown, the whole trailer, being a chauvinist clown. So it was good that they had that moment, because otherwise I'd be like, is he just a one-dimensional villain?
Yeah.
Because that's not that interesting, Anyway, thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty good too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that I was definitely drawn into Emma Stone's character. I think they do quite a bit to try and humanize her. Her coming to terms with the fact of what the tennis match represents, I think, is really well handled within the trailer.
Yeah.
I think they do a really good job of setting up her relationship, too. It's very brief. There's only a handful of
It's all
shots.
visuals.
All visuals.
There's no dialogue or anything about
Correct.
her being a lesbian and being in a relation, like an open relationship, maybe. Actually, don't quote me on that, Kevin.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, we're gonna let that.
Sure. Thank you.
But they did a really good job of setting up this character.
Yeah.
Making me like her and making me hope that she wins.
You're rooting for her. Yeah.
And I actually don't know how the Battle of the Sexes ends. I did watch I Love the 70s as a kid, but I don't remember that.
I will not tell you how it ends.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so I mean, like, I hope that we get a little bit more insight into Steve Carell's character. I have that minor reservation, but by and large, I thought this was a pretty effective trailer.
Yeah.
It's really a movie that's more so built on the strength of its characters and its themes.
Yeah, the characters was the primary focus of this trailer, I think. And it had to be. And especially with a sports movie, you have to set your audience up to root for someone. Mm-hmm. Like, there are very interesting character movies out there where it's like, you're not sure who you're kind of rooting for in the end, and that's okay. But, like, when you're watching a sports movie, you should be kind of rooting for someone. It always makes sports more fun. Like,
exactly.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, for
sports movie stuff.
All right, James.
Yeah.
On a scale 1 to 7 Star Wars.
1 to 7 Star Wars.
And bear in mind, a 7 means that you would rather watch this over A New Hope playing across the street.
Yep.
1 is you would marathon every Star Wars movie ever.
Right, yes.
But also the Ewok special. Also all of, like, the bad video games that come out.
Yeah. Yes, of course. I would give this a solid 5.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I like this trailer a lot, so...
A 5? That means you would rather watch this even if Revenge of the Sith was playing across the street.
Yeah, I'd say I would.
Wow. And what does that translate to for a rating? Sir?
I'm going to give this a need to see more. I really, really liked it. Like you said, I'd like to see a little bit more out of Steve Carell's character, too, to see if it can be a little bit more fleshed out. I don't know. This was, like, really solid.
Yeah.
So I was a big fan of it. And, like, I'm a big fan of the story in general. It just didn't blow me away.
Sure.
So I kind of reserve the need to see more for something better.
Yeah, and I'm on the very, very high end of the need to see more scale.
Same.
Like, I actually was impressed with this just because I walked in with really no expectations at all. But again, if I'm just getting a one-dimensional villain, like, even if the things that the one-dimensional villain stands for I don't like, yeah, but at the end of the day, I don't feel like someone is just trying to be an asshole for the sake of it. Why are they doing it?
Exactly,
And, like, if it's attention-seeking, okay, that gives me a piece of the character, but why is that character doing that?
Right.
And I'm hoping that they dive into it a little bit more. I'm not necessarily thinking they're going to dive into it in a trailer, though. This might be something that I end up catching on Netflix one day, and then looking back and going, like, no, they fucking did it, and I understand why they didn't do it in a trailer.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to give me that aspect about Steve Carell's character, then at least just, like, something more. Like, whether it be visual flair, anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally.
Okay,
Right
cool.
on, man.
We are going to run right away from Battle of the Sexes and run straight into Blade Runner 2049.
Run into blades. Let's do it.
Every civilization was built off the back of a disposable workforce. But I can only make so many. Happy birthday.
There is an order to things. That's what we do here. We keep order. The world is built on a wall that separates kind. Tell either side there's no wall, you bought a war.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Blade Runner 2049. This is directed by Denis Villeneuve.
We know and love him, though.
Just calling it now. Yeah, he directed Sicario,
Arrival,
Prisoners, Enemy. Dude's got...
I haven't seen Enemy. It looked weird.
It is.
It is. Okay.
This is also written by Hampton Fancher, who actually was one of the writers on the original Blade Runner movie. Co-written by Michael Green. Get ready for this roller coaster of emotions, folks. This guy wrote The Green Lantern, which, bear in mind, we here at Trailer Hitch understand that there's a lot of moving parts that go into a movie. The script may have been changed and stuff. Michael Green may not have agreed with those changes. And I would believe that that's the case, because he also wrote Logan.
Oh, wow.
So, quite the varied fucking
I can't believe I didn't hear during pre-production that who's writing this new Logan movie? Oh, the guy who wrote Green Lantern, and a bunch of outcry
and
from
a bunch of people just like screaming.
Bunch of fanboys.
Right. So anyway, this is starring Harrison Ford, Ryan Gosling, Ana de Armas, Dave Bautista, Mackenzie Davis, Jared Leto, Robin Wright. Edward James Olmos is in this, and I just want to give one more shout out to Barkhad Abdi, who played the head Somalian terrorist in Captain Phillips.
Yeah.
I thought he was really good in it, and was like, fuck, he's not going to be in anything else.
That's a little... When I was watching him at the Oscars, I was like, I feel like this guy's not going to be in anything anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he is, yeah.
I'm glad he is too. And the cast list isn't too detailed on IMDb quite yet, folks. So I am just going to pick this as my random shout out. This is Kingston Taylor is the boy with one ear. Hey, Kingston. Congrats, buddy.
Good job, Kingston.
Can you tell us what's happening in Blade Runner 2049? Because even though I've seen the trailer, I'm not too sure. But I'm going to do my best to give you a little synopsis. So anyway, this starts off, we get more or less like this little mini introduction to Ryan Gosling. He's a part of some kind of force. I would say it's like the police, or he's a private detective. That's more or less like we're trying to keep order. And the order is between humans and replicants, who are more or less androids that look so much like humans, they're almost indistinguishable.
You would almost say a replica of a human. No? That's not where they get the word?
It's kind of a stretch. But then we immediately see the birthing process of one of these replicants.
Yes.
And Jared Leto has this little mini monologue about how every civilization is built off the backs of
disposable workforce.
Yes.
Slaves, basically. Yes.
You see the birthing process of this replicant, which like it's coming out of this super long sheet. It's fucking terrified when it finally drops. It's cowering, and Jared Leto's like petting it.
Wouldn't you be cowering if Jared Leto was like just like petting your face?
Yeah. But then he says happy birthday. And I thought it was such a chilling and effective opening. But then we get into the meat and potatoes, which is there seems to be war brewing. What that war specifically is, even though I've seen the trailer a handful of times, I'm not that sure.
Robin Wright says some sort of exposition about sides of a wall and then war, but it seems...
she's Robin Wright, so I trust her.
It seems real existential. It's like, look...
Which is what...
Just tell me, is war here? Are there sides? What are the sides? Who's good? Who's
and
bad?
And that's what Blade Runner is. Like, Blade Runner's very, who are we? What defines us?
Sure.
That sort of shit.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, full disclosure, I haven't seen Blade Runner.
Right.
I don't know if people know this about me. It seems like a movie that I would be a fan of. It's a classic science fiction
there's
film.
fucking 5 different cuts of it, so I can understand why you might be like, where do I start?
Well, and that, thank you for understanding, because every time I say I haven't seen Blade Runner...
By the way, it's the director's cut. That's the one you start with.
Okay.
And then I would say you don't have to watch any of the other cuts.
Sure.
I've only seen the one cut, but if you really like the director's cut, there's 4 more to choose from.
But that's the reaction I get every time I say I haven't seen Blade Runner. People look at me and go, "What?
Sure.
Oh my god!" I'm like, "Do you have it? Can you lend it to me?" And everyone goes, "No." I'm like, that's why I haven't seen it. I don't know which fucking cut to watch. And even if I did, no one owns that movie. Mm-hmm. No one owns that movie, Kevin.
My brother and former guest host on the show, Mike Heyer, actually used to have like the huge box set, which it's like, here's every single cut. Like,
does he still have it?
Maybe.
Well, he can send it to me, because I need to fucking see it.
If you would like to send a cut of Blade Runner to James,
don't give my address.
Please email us at trailerhitchmailbox@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Moving on.
So, throughout the rest of the trailer, Ryan Gosling is like trying to find someone, reveal that it's Harrison Ford. He's like, I want to ask you some questions. And Harrison Ford's like, you're kind of in over your head, buddy.
Yeah.
And we get some action shots. Boom, bada bing. That's more or less the story and just we get from the trailer. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot of story to get off of. What do we glean off of Ryan Gosling's character? He doesn't seem to say too much, so he's pretty much in line with every Ryan Gosling protagonist ever. Harrison Ford looks like he's sort of tired. Just given, and I guess minor spoiler alert for Force Awakens. I'm going to say minor just because it's been out for a while. I'm assuming everyone listening has seen it, or who has wanted to see it has
Han Solo died.
Han Solo did die.
I ruined it for you. I'm sorry.
I'm kind of worried that Harrison Ford is going to also die, unless like he's more or less just kind of like, I need a job, or it's like I'd really like to like really dive back into acting,
play all my legendary characters,
and then
only
just
to
kill
die.
them the fuck off, so that way I can finally do that baseball movie I've had.
People can 42, the Jackie Robinson one.
But anyway, you might be like, Kevin, you must not have enjoyed this. Quite the contrary. Holy shit, did you see this thing? It is the most beautiful goddamn thing I've seen this year.
Absolutely gorgeous. We talked about it. The score with that 80s synth sound
and it's really cool because
insane.
it felt like an 80s sci-fi movie.
100%.
You know what I mean?
It did. It totally did. And it wasn't just the Atari logos everywhere.
Sure.
It just looked incredible.
Yeah.
Like there was a shot where the shot must have been like half a second, but Ryan Gosling is like silhouetted against like the yellow window, and he does like a quick turn and draw, and his coat like flows behind him, and they cut away even before it's even able to soak in.
Yeah,
it's like 2 shots later that you're finally like, wait, that silhouette shot was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, and I mean, like, even him just wandering through, like, the dusty wasteland.
Yeah.
Dude, like, from front to back. And, I mean, Roger Deakins shot this, so... But, I mean, even on Deakins' level, this is pretty fucking great.
Look, we know not everyone can be...
Not everything can be Roger fucking Deakins.
He can.
He can.
Yeah.
And, like, it's crazy, because it's, like... I would almost be willing to say that he, like, topped himself. Like, this is...
Yeah, I don't want to speak too soon, because obviously it's a trailer. They picked the best-looking beats up front. Those are the money beats. That was an Office reference that you didn't understand. Sorry. With Dwight Schrute.
I'm so lame.
No, you're not. It's fine. I just watched it recently.
Okay.
It looks amazing. And,
it does.
And I have to believe there's more to it. Like, there's more. We have more for you as well. Harrison Ford looked fine in it.
Definitely, yeah.
Like, I was definitely more excited for him as Han Solo.
Well, I mean, I know from, like, the rumors in the tabloids
that
Harrison Ford hated working on Blade Runner. And so...
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Like,
but he also hated Star Wars.
I mean, yeah, he hates everything except crashing his plane into shit.
Or Indiana. He loves Indiana Jones.
He does love Indiana Jones, that's true. But that said, I mean, if I recall right, a lot of his clashes came with the director, Ridley Scott, of Blade Runner.
Oh, interesting. See, I didn't know any of this.
And so it's like, even though it's Denis Villeneuve directing it, it's like, okay, I seem to, like, trust you more. Yeah, I'd be willing to do this. And then he, like, winds up on set first day. And it's like, all right, everybody, welcome to Blade Runner. And, like, some part of his brain was just like, God fucking damn it. And it does kind of look like that translated at least a little bit in his performance. That said, maybe it works for the character. I don't have enough of his character to go off.
Yeah, there was a moment where he was, like, running. And I'm like, God damn, he looks so old running. He's definitely, he's just making it. Just making it to the end of that take,
Definitely.
No, but, it looked incredible. This could have been an atmospheric trailer with almost zero dialogue, and it would have been almost as effective as it is right now.
But even then, again, even though I don't have a lot to go off of with, like, the title characters, I mean, again, that opening with the replicant being born, that monologue about civilizations being born on the backs of disposable workers. Like, there was just such really great and interesting things going on there.
Yeah.
I believe that there's going to be more of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, like, just taking it on face value and all of the cinematography alone, how effective that opening was for me. And even though I was joking about the oft-silent Ryan Gosling protagonist, I think he's really fucking good at that. And...
the man can give a mean smolder.
Yeah. Sure.
Totally.
Who knows? Maybe he'll talk quite a bit.
Yeah.
And we just haven't seen it. I really like him as an actor. I really like, everyone who I listed. I mean, the pedigree is definitely behind this. I also think that what I've seen on display so far has really wowed me. So for me, this is a definite need to see.
Yeah, it blows me away because I haven't seen the original yet. And I told myself, I'm like, I'm going to watch the original.
You'd message me about it, yeah.
I told you, I'm like, I'm going to watch the original right before we do the podcast, just so I know, right? Mm-hmm. And I didn't get around to it. Mm-hmm. Surprise. But classic, like I said.
Happens.
Yeah. I just, like, really liked it. Like, there was some cool action beats in it, too, without being, like, too overly action-y, you know what I mean? It was still very reserved when it came to the action, but it had more of the implication of action. So that's really exciting to see. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to give this. I'm gonna give this a need to see as well, Kevin. Double need to see. Absolutely. It blows me away that it's a franchise. I haven't seen the original, and it's so ingrained in pop culture, and I haven't seen it. And I'll just watch a trailer for the sequel, and I'm like, yes, I want to see this. And I don't even feel like I need to see the original. Yeah. Like, I want to. I will.
Yeah, I was able to follow it.
Yeah, and there was, like, stuff where it's like, you're clearly supposed to know who Harrison Ford is in this trailer. Good thing I do, even though I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Great.
Really, really well done trailer.
For sure. All right, well, that about does it for us here.
Yeah. I just want to say real quick.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm always going to cut you off right at the end there. I'm not even going to spend any time on it at all, but I wanted to do a quick tune-up for War of the Planet of the Apes. Another trailer came out for War of the Planet of the Apes. It was really good.
Yeah, it's a lot better than the
It's a lot better than anything we've talked about before.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say about it.
And
like,
I'd agree.
I watched it and I'm like, shit, this looks fucking great.
Yeah, it
so
does look
I don't remember what I gave it before, but I would up this to a need to see it.
Sure.
So there you go.
I think I gave it a need to see more before. I would still keep it at a very high need to see more.
Fair enough. It was a great trailer.
Yeah. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're jet lagged. It was a pretty stressful trip to France. We didn't understand most of it. We hope you were able to understand it, though. And if you didn't, feel free to hit us up at trailerhitchmailbox@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. Hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up at Twitter, at TrailerHitchPod.
Yep.
You know, you have multitudes of ways to contact us. If you want us to review any trailers, hit us up with those. If you want to tell us that we're
going to hang on 1 second because there's an asshole neighbor of mine who's about to park his motorcycle and rev the engine a couple times. Can you hear it? Oh, now there's car alarms going off. Look, we're not going to wait for the car alarms to go off, so let's wrap this up, Kevin. How about that?
Very cool. Yes, so if you want to tell me that no, in fact, Jean-Luc Godard isn't an asshole, hint, he fucking is, you know, you're able to do that. If you want to tell James that a 5 Star Wars seems pretty high for Battle of the Sexes if you're only going to give it a need to see more, you can do that too. You can basically tell us whatever. Feel free to contact us in any of those means. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much. And just a reminder on iTunes, please just give us a little rate or a comment or, you know, just whatever.
We're told it helps. We're told it's fairly important.
We would like to get our podcast out to more people. And if you think other people might like the podcast, let them know about us. Rate it on iTunes. That helps spread the word. That's
there you go.
I'm going to finish this bottle of wine, Kevin.
What's just left in it?
There's only about 2 fingers of a bottle left.
Oh, that's quite a bit. Okay, well, I'll help you with that.
It'll go bad otherwise.
Yeah, that's very true. All right. Well, yeah, we're going to finish up this bottle of wine. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Have a good night.
Bye.
You can't mend holy sails without a sailor stitch, and you can't haul your stuff without a trailer hitch.